Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, and the sound of raindrops is still pounding on your window. Not just a passing shower, not just a storm. It's been raining every single day for months. The sky is an endless gray, the air thick with dampness, and sunlight feels like a distant memory. Now imagine it's not just today or tomorrow, but an entire year of nonstop rainfall. What would happen to our world? Welcome to our channel, where today we're diving into one of the most chilling what-if scenarios. What if rain never stopped for 1 year? Stay with me, because the chain reaction this would unleash is more shocking than you think. At first, it might even feel romantic. Think about it. Cool weather, crops getting plenty of water, the streets washed clean. But that comfort wouldn't last long. Within just a few weeks, the ground would be so saturated that the soil could no longer absorb water. Small puddles would turn into streams and streams into violent rivers. Cities built near rivers, London, Paris, New York, Karachi, would begin to drown. By the third month, global flood maps would look terrifying. Coastal areas would vanish underwater. Millions of people would be forced to leave their homes, sparking the largest refugee crisis humanity has ever faced. Major food-producing regions like the American Midwest, the rice fields of Asia, or the farmlands of South America would be wiped out. Crops can't survive when their roots are submerged for weeks, let alone months. That means hunger on a scale modern society has never known. But it doesn't stop there. With the rain continuing day after day, critical infrastructure would collapse. Roads would crack under water pressure. Bridges would wash away. Power plants and sewage systems overwhelmed. Diseases like cholera and malaria would explode as stagnant water became a breeding ground for deadly bacteria and mosquitoes. Entire cities would become unlivable, and here's something even more frightening. The atmosphere itself would begin to change. Constant rain means no sunlight. With less sunlight, photosynthesis would slow dramatically. Forests would weaken, crops would fail, and oxygen levels could even dip over time. Imagine breathing in a world that feels damp, heavy, and suffocating. By the 6th month, most low-lying countries, Bangladesh, the Netherlands, parts of Florida, would be completely gone. Massive portions of Africa and Asia would be underwater. Even mountainous areas wouldn't be safe. Landslides would become constant, triggered by soil that can no longer hold its weight. The global economy would collapse, and survival would be the only priority left. And by the time we reached the end of the year, Earth would be unrecognizable. Think about it. The world's coastlines reshaped forever, megacities abandoned, billions displaced. Humanity would retreat to whatever patches of high ground remained. The rain wouldn't just drown our homes, it would drown our civilizations, our histories, and the way we live. But here's the ultimate twist. If the rain were truly endless, Earth would begin to mirror the conditions of a water world. Oceans would expand dramatically, swallowing continents. The balance of salt and fresh water would be disrupted, throwing marine life into chaos. Even the climate system itself would spin out of control because the cycle of evaporation, rainfall, and sunshine would no longer stabilize the planet. So the big question, could humanity survive? Possibly, but only in small scattered groups. We would have to invent floating cities like giant arcs drifting across endless seas. Farming would have to move indoors, powered by artificial light. Technology would become the only lifeline because the natural systems we depend on would be gone. In other words, if rain didn't stop for a year, Earth wouldn't be the same planet anymore. It would be the end of the world as we know it, and the beginning of something entirely new. A desperate human struggle to survive in a drowned world. So next time you hear the rain tapping on your window, enjoy it. Because as soothing as it feels, too much of it could rewrite the story of humanity itself.